The National Health Insurance Authority announces proposed changes to NHI.
Our News is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Joaquin. As Bahamians adjust to value-added tax at a rate of 12%, the National Health Insurance Authority is now proposing an income tax to fund national health insurance. NHIA Chairman Dr. Robin Roberts says the authority is proposing an estimated 2% tax, which would result in salary deductions of up to $42 a month. Jasmine Brown reports.
The big question on everyone's mind today was how was government planning on funding NHI? Well, Roberts sought to explain that today as he revealed every Bahamian will have to contribute based on their incomes.
Well, I think the way I think Bahamians want to know is how much this is going to cost me. What's coming out of my pocket? So we're very prudent in this. We have, from our calculations, we're looking at Bahamians who earn at least what we consider the general average salary in this country. They would pay no more than $42 per month.
The details of the proposed tax scheme were outlined in the draft NHI policy paper released on Tuesday. The document also lays out the proposed policy framework for the revamped NHI program. According to the policy paper, employees with an annual income of $5,000 will pay a premium of $8 a month. Their employers will be obligated to pay a $75 premium. Those who make $10,000 a year will pay $17. Their employers will pay $67 premiums. Employees who make $15,000 a year will pay $25 premiums, while their employers will be obligated to pay $58 NHI premiums. For those making $20,000 a year, they will have to pay $33 a month. Their employer obligation will be $50. And for employees making the median income of $25,000 a year and higher, their monthly premium will be $42 a month, which will be matched by their employer.
Even individuals who make minimum wage will make a contribution. But in those instances, we expect the employer to pay a little bit more for them. So those who have minimum wage, as you will see in your proposal, they are expected to pay. So they're getting $10,000 a year. We expect them to pay $17 a month towards their health insurance. Now that's the cost of less than 4 clicks, depending where you go to buy it.
The NHIA is also proposing the establishment of an employer mandate that will require businesses and employees to share the cost of a premium, with some exemptions that include the unemployed, children, and retirees. As for those who currently have private insurance, Dr. Roberts says the proposal is to have private insurers pay the 2% for those they insure.
If you have your current private insurance, you will not have to make any extra contribution to national health insurance. You are covered. The standard basic package that we have will be covered in all the comprehensive insurance plans that exist now.
Dr. Roberts said the employer mandate will be phased in starting in January 2021 for businesses with over 100 employees, then eventually will be expanded to include all employers. Employers will be responsible for providing the standard health benefit to full-time and part-time employees working over 15 hours per week. The NHIA will launch a 45-day consultation period with stakeholders to discuss proposed changes to the program before giving the government its final proposal.
We have made presentations to the cabinet. I can't say that they fully support it, but they have encouraged us to continue in the path in which we are going.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, the NHIA chairman also revealed plans to expand NHI primary health care services. He says coverage will soon include treatment for conditions that continue to wreak havoc on countless Bahamian families.
The new National Health Insurance Program proposes to expand primary care and to include cancer screening program and its diagnostic testing.
A high-cost care program will be implemented to include comprehensive coverage for select conditions or treatments, all of which have a high prevalence in the Bahamas, including breast, prostate, colon, rectal and cervical cancer, heart attack, pacemaker needs, and end-stage kidney disease. The NHI policy paper is also proposing several timelines for the full implementation for the revamped NHI program. In April to July 2019, the authority wants to launch the standard health benefit and NHI expanded coverage. In July 2019, officials hope to launch a sugary drink tax and the National Wellness Program. And then in January 2020, they plan on launching the employer mandate for businesses with 100+ employees. Robert says the program will be undergoing a transformation to better suit the needs of Bahamians.
It is a focus on community-based care.
There are approximately 40,000 beneficiaries enrolled in the National Health Insurance Program. Well, a former post office clerk didn't have a happy birthday today as she was sent to prison for 3 months for stealing $3,070. Akeisha Sims, who worked at the Mayagüana Post Office for 12 years, appeared before Magistrate Samuel McKinney on her 32nd birthday, facing fraud charges. Sims, who was represented by attorney Mario Gray, admitted to forging the post office's savings book between August 10, 2017 and November 22, 2017 to increase her account balance to $1,905.84 before later withdrawing $1,170. Then on May 7, 2018, Sims increased her niece's account balance to $1,905 before withdrawing $1,900. Her attorney asked the court to make a compensation order in addition to probation. However, McKinney said that jail time was warranted as Sims breached the public's trust through her actions. Sims will spend another 3 months in prison if she fails to repay the $3,000 she stole. Well, as government seeks Parliament approval to enter a 5-year lease with Town Center Mall as the temporary home of the General Post Office, the PLP is urging the Minister administration to go with the old Independence Shopping Center. Instead, Davis says the former government considered Town Center Mall but axed that site because renovations alone would have cost $4 million. Vonnie 2 reports.
This constant blaming and pointing fingers, two wrongs don't make a right.
As parliamentarians prepare to debate a resolution to enter a 5-year lease with Town Center Mall, which is partially owned by Financial Services Minister Brent Simonet, opposition leader Philip Davis dismissed claims that previous Progressive Liberal Party governments had similar arrangements with PLP MPs. Davis says the last Christie administration rejected Town Center Mall as a temporary site for the General Post Office because of high renovation costs in the neighborhood of $4 million and engineering costs. The former government had identified the old Independence Shopping Center. Davis says a contract was signed and the owner expelled his tenants, but he ended up losing $13 million or more after the project was axed.
His $13 million is to be added to the substantial sums which will be expended to repair and refurbish the Town Center Mall. The mall is listed for sale, and given what will have to be spent, it appears to us that the so-called concessionary rate for rent is not that at all. Rather, it is a gift to the owners of the mall, who will, after 5 years, be left with a substantially improved asset.
The opposition has come out against government's decision to relocate the General Post Office to Town Center Mall at $12 per square foot. At this point, Davis says they have more questions than answers, like how many square feet government intends to lease, who is conducting renovations, and how much would it all cost.
This exercise by the Free National Movement has first and foremost been a monumental waste of energy, money, and time. They have done a disservice to the Bahamas and our taxpayers by what they are proposing tomorrow.
Davis urged government to go back to the PLP's plan for the old Independence Shopping Center and resume construction,
so that the post office workers can be put in proper premises at a sensible cost to the Bahamian people. We cannot, of course, avoid pointing out the obvious conflict of interest in involving the Minister of Immigration. This is a pattern of conduct by this F&M government. They are quick to accuse others of corruption and self-dealing, but refuse to acknowledge it amongst themselves.
He says the PLP's post office project was paused to address technical issues raised. He also revealed that the old Independence Shopping Center was never meant to be the permanent home of the General Post Office.
It was going to be a temporary location for the relocation of the post office until such time as either the existing post office building would have been renovated and refurbished up to standard, and or a new edifice was to be built.
Reporting for our News, I'm Voining Tood.
All right, thanks, Vonique. Well, Finance Minister Peter Turnquist has revealed that government is prepared to make another payment to those CLECO policyholders whose policies haven't lapsed before the year is out. According to the 2018-2019 budget, the government will commit $12 million for CLECO payouts in 2019-2020 and a further $12 million the following fiscal year.
What's been happening is that we've been prioritizing the payouts based upon the amount of the annuities that have been maturing, and we've made most of the smaller payments have been liquidated. The bigger ones we're paying in stages, and so this year again we have budgeted money in this year's budget for another stage of the payments, and those will be done relatively soon.
Still to come on our news, government to detail its fiscal performance, plus Fusion Superplex tickets now on sale. Stay tuned.